Poof. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Countdown the Stream. No, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to do today, because like DOA last round is, you know, as you can see, about to be released. That's not gonna be for today's stream because that's at midnight. I gotta work tomorrow, or at least attempt/pretend to set your system to New Zealand. Can you just do that? Doesn't that fuck with your account? Like, isn't it based on your PlayStation account rather than your system? That's just the language, right? But whatever, I'm not responsible, damn. But I thought, well, there was two things I was thinking, because, you know, last round's about to be released, probably something I'm going to be playing for a bit, so no real use to starting like a playthrough of a different game. I'm also at the point where I finally received my copy of 007 First Light, but I'm at the point where that's probably not going to happen on stream because I want to play that game, but now this thing is about to release, which I probably am going to play. So I think First Light is going to be one for me and not for the stream. So what are we doing today? First of all, I thought I was just gonna, you know, we could just yap a little bit. Want to see your Bond reactions? Oh, damn, now you're convincing me. Now you're convincing me. That's all it took. That's all it took. That's all the convincing it took. I don't know, it's tough. I mean, I guess I could do, like, alternate between Bond and DOA. Because here's the thing. Right, let's get to the nitty gritty of today's stream. We're gonna talk about last round, and I've been watching the reviews. I've been watching people with early access play, watch some videos. Really, other than there's people online and you have to level your rank again, other than that, there really isn't much for a returning player to do, right? That's a bit of a problem. So I might do alternating streams with DOA and 007. We'll see how that turns out. I haven't started 007 yet, so no worries there. The IGN review with factually incorrect info. So this is, I'm actually still unsure. So, okay, so reviews. I brought up the IGN one because one, yes, incorrect information. That's good to know. But on the other end, I do like how, because I've read a bunch of other reviews that have, like, also a bunch of wrong shit in them, right? Or they don't even pretend to care. They don't even pretend to... You know, I've seen fucking videos. I think it was GameSpot's video where they're like, well, I think it contains this and this. And so it's like, what do you mean you think it contains? You're reviewing it. Boot up the game and look at it. Like, what do you mean you think? You don't think anything. You review. You look at the thing in your hands and confirm it. What the fuck? I'm convinced there's no, like... I mean, I'm saying I'm convinced as if it's a new revelation, but I think it's something we have all known for an extremely long time. Games journalism? There's no journalism there. Not even the what I would view as like the bare minimum to qualify as journalism, looking with your eyes and confirming what's real in front of you. Even that, they're just not doing. They're just typing up whatever people want to hear, I guess. It's wild. So, you know, this review is interesting because One, this is the only review that I've seen that is saying so far and is not putting a score on the review yet, because, and I think they mention it at the end, we're skipping right to the end, that's how you read a review. But yeah, a few things have concerned me enough. I can't use my Arcula yet, because yeah, that's funny, I can't use them yet despite the review coming with unlock codes. And he wants to test the netcode on the live servers, which, you know, let's be real, it's the fucking same netcode. You're coping if you think anything changed there. That's huge cope. But, you know, in terms, and this is what I mean though, you can't make that assumption. As a games journalist, really what you should be doing is waiting and checking yourself, right? That's really, that's the job. Anyone who already made a verdict on the netcode is technically not doing their job correctly. But anyway, what I do like about this review is, I mean, I agree with a lot of it, you know. He kind of mentions, I'm not gonna read it verbatim, right? Go read it yourself. But, you know, he does talk a little bit about the English word. Fuck, it's too hot. It's too hot to think of words. Like the reputation DOA has. You know, he talks a little bit about the basics of the game, how it works, that it still works really fluently, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, it's not as deep as Virtua Fighter, which, I mean, I guess so, right? This I disagree with. Which I think he's misinformed. I don't know how that happened, but it doesn't have a lot beyond new photo mode. He does actually review the game again, like he does the story mode again, all that stuff, which I do appreciate. Not just doing the quick, well, it's an update, so I'm gonna ignore everything and not mention it. You know, at least he's handling it as if this is its own thing, even though, you know, it's the same story mode, same stuff. You know, bringing up that actually in the story, contrary to the reputation of DOA, you know, a lot of the women do have a lot of agency, solve their own problems in their own ways. So, you know, I guess he's not like, this is what's throwing me off. This is like, even though it's a very basic analysis, it's also one that I think is like, you know, nobody's making an analysis. Like, who's looking at the story mode of DOA and looking at it in a way of, I guess the women have agency. I guess they, you know, the multiple women interact with each other, not at the behest of a man. That's interesting. You know, so to me, I was reading, so I was like, damn, okay. Not an immediately, ooh, it's a pervert's game, I guess it's a fun game, and that's it. No, he's like, actually, you know, oh, story mode's wacky, but, you know, whatever. You know, he's also said, oh, the story's a little Looney Tune, but every fighting games is. Paid attention to Street Fighter. Like, yes, that's fighting games. All the story is kind of nonsense, right? What I also like, mind you, this is IGN, right? This is supposedly, or I'm assuming, one of the, if not the biggest video game websites in terms of reviews. He's actually bringing up the point that we've been yelling about for years now, that DOA, in terms of its reputation, its sexiness, is kind of just not out there anymore compared to the rest. Yeah, there's Ivy. Capcom has Chun-Li outfits coming out of the wazoo. Yeah, fighting games have only gotten hornier as time goes on. So this is obviously someone who's been around in fighting games in the community. He knows what's happening with fighting games. Street Fighter's Yuri, Guilty Gear's Cat. Yes, exactly. Compared to that stuff, DOA's brand of horny feels kind of quaint. Exactly. I'm baffled reading this because I'm like, dude, what the fuck? This is honestly the best thing that's come out of last round so far. This review has more effort put into it than the actual last round game. If only he didn't massively fuck up. Because then here he mentions... where is it? Yeah, he mentions it here. One of the selling points of last round is that you get all the DLC costumes, though they still have to be unlocked in-game even when you own them. So this threw me for a fucking loop, because first of all, confirmed through multiple other footage by now, no, it's not. The DLC outfits are not included, and you absolutely still have to purchase them, even though at this point in time, we do not know how. We're assuming some kind of legacy pack as they did in the past with DOA5. Probably something like that. But where does he get this? Because this is the thing that's fucking me up. Everything else he mentions is like, okay, so he's clearly looking at this shit. He's clearly thinking about it. Why is he weirdly looking at the story mode being like, huh, I guess the women have agency? Like, why are you thinking about it to that degree and then missing this complete? How did this happen? I don't understand how he got here. Unless what this means, and this is maybe even more worrisome, but I guess we'll have to see people who have bought the game by now and are playing it. Maybe the carryover of the DLC, you still have to unlock them somehow, but I don't think so. That's even weirder. DLC outfits would have made $40, half a ripoff, and like if it concluded, if $40 for last round was like it includes all the DLC, I guess other than Mai and Kula, if it included all DLC, all season pass stuff, all revival outfits, all characters, if it included all that, I wouldn't even say that $40 would be a ripoff at all. I would say that's a very complete package for $40. Now, it would still be a ripoff if you already purchased all that stuff. As a new product, if you've never played DOA or never purchased anything, $40 for all of it, sure, that's, I think, reasonable. But the fact that if you already have all of it, you still have to pay it is whack. That is super whack. So yeah, I don't understand how we got to this. I really don't understand. It's so bizarre how the review is like surprisingly in depth at some points and then completely misses such an obvious basic thing about it. It's really weird. He's confusing the male character's lack of DLC with unlockable outfits. What male outfit? What's that? I found this roundup of reviews. I don't know if there's anything. This is the thing. You can look. It's surprising how many reviews there are, considering there's really nothing to talk about here. Some of these reviews. This is going to be more ranting about how shit games reviews are, because, and I don't even want to be like a, you know, Gamergate, all that kind of nonsense, because that's like, you know, if you say blah journalism, you're kind of getting looped in with those people. But like, come on, what do they even talk about half of the time? I've seen some wild shit in these reviews that's just like very inaccurate. Though you can kind of guess some of these reviews are probably AI generated. Here we go. Dude, do we notice at this already? I'm clocking as like, this has to be nonsense. The Ouroboros system. Katana's engine equivalent to RTX. Is it? Is it? I don't think it necessary. Like, do we even know the overall upgrade? Is that relevant to? Does it have any relation to ray tracing at all? I thought it was improved lighting. I guess that could mean some form of ray tracing. But Oboro is not ray tracing. Yeah, it's just the weird name they gave to improved stage. It does bring the... What? What the fuck? See, this is what I mean. They're just making shit up. Thanks to Oboro, we got DLSS and FSR now. Huh? What? Oboro mode? Come on, dude. You can't make this shit up. I mean, I guess you can. That's the only thing he's doing here. He's making shit up. I can't wait to enable Oboro mode, dude, on the PC version. Because it's going to improve lighting, natural colors, reflections. I'm going to get DLSS in Oboro mode. That's sick. Didn't pay for the better ChatGPT mode. Yeah, they're still on ChatGPT. They're too poor to pay up for Claude or whatever. The Claude is like the new hotness now, right? That's like the current best one, supposedly, that everyone's using. Claude. Imagine spending $40 and having to turn off 60% of the new content, have the game run at 60. Oh. Yeah, I love that when they revealed like the system requirements for PC, and then they're like, well, and these are the requirements for Oboro, and they're like way higher. It's like, what? So the more stages you're gonna upgrade to Oboro, people who have the minimum requirements are just gonna fall off. Every stage they add, they're just losing a stage they can play unless they upgrade their PC. Like, I guess I buy a new stick of RAM. Oh, fuck. I guess I'll have to go get a fucking loan. Man. Colors are sharper. Dude, this has to be AI. Oboro offers its own upscale method. Huh? This is nonsense, dude. This is nonsense, dude. How is this even real? Small one. I mean, I guess that's a correct analysis. Yeah, for returning players, it's kind of shitty. I'm still on that fence of like, I think if you've never played DOA6 and you want to get in, I mean, it's still kind of a shit deal, but at least it's better than buying the old game. I guess it is technically a better deal than the OG game, so you know. It's just weird to me. It's just, why is this not an update? This is so weird. Everything about how, dude, I haven't even mentioned, because that's not even in the reviews. I was reading Twitter just now, literally. I was reading Twitter just now as I was going live. Turns out in Asia, like Korea and stuff, the game's out now, and they finally can see the DLC prices. Separate characters and stuff for like core fighters doubled in price. What? What do you mean? They're the same character for the same game. You didn't change anything. Why is it double the price? Are you shitting me? What the fuck? That is so... What are they thinking, dude? What are they thinking with this game? I'm actually at the point where... Are they on purpose trying to sing this shit? Did they announce DOA7 and they're like, well... I guess the only way we won't have to make it is if we fuck up so bad, we have an excuse to can it. The OG game was $8 in February. Yeah, but like now, right? Sure, the OG game it was cheaper at some point, as Last Round will be cheaper at some point in time. You know, I guess you'll have to wait for DOA6 Ultimate to get the complete package, even though, no. That's another thing, like, why do they care so... I am genuinely thinking to myself so much with this release right now, if they would have just included all the DLC, if they just would have been like $40, you get everything that was in DOA6. Everything we've done, everything we've released, you get it all. Because now they have like this carryover transfer system. There's like all this kind of DLC they need to repackage, blah blah blah, all that kind of bullshit. Just the time they've spent on just doing that, which even though it's nonsense, it's like doing some fucking paperwork basically. Someone still had to put like time into actually doing it, submitting it at PlayStation, at Xbox, at Steam. Yeah, like all that kind of shit needed to happen. How is that not, like, are you really gonna sell that much more DLC? Is that really what you think? Compared to how much more of Last Round you would sell if it contained everything. Because if you think about it, the game's been gone for so long. What you really want is people to get in now, and the best way to do that is to give them one thing that's like, here you go. You are now at the same place as everyone else is. You have all the DLC, you're not quote-unquote behind anymore in terms of content. Dude, it was so easy. It's literally the easiest thing ever. It is a mind-boggling release for sure. Like, everything I see about this release screams to me this should have been an update. That's really it. The only reason anyone's angry at this release is because it costs money. If this was just an update for DOA6, everyone would have been like, okay, sick. We're now at like a new point where we can start building on to new stuff. Nobody would have been angry at them. I'm glad it's not an update because that would have personally inconvenienced me, but it would have been better for the community. You can't be selfish. You cannot be selfish. What I would have done is all the stuff, graphics updates for $40 and be done with DOA6. Like, this might have gotten some new people to give it a shot and old people to still buy the complete package. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because a lot of fighting game players, or buyers, if you will, it's still very much ingrained in the fighting game culture of either you're in the game at launch and you're like building the DLC and stuff over time, or, and there's a lot of people like this, they kind of just wait until all the content is out and then they buy the quote-unquote ultimate edition with everything included. Which is starting to happen less and less. Like, companies that, I guess that's like a previous generation thing, because every new fighting game now, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, yada yada, they're never getting a complete edition. You know they're never getting that. Because these games, they need to last longer and longer and longer. They're more like an actual live service now. So that is kind of a change. But that mentality is still in the players, right? So I feel like they could have just catered to that mentality, being like, hey, just buy this one thing, boom, you're at the same point as everyone else. New start, everyone level playing field, boom. Or again, just patch the game. Just being like, hey, this is an update for the game. And then yeah, your DLC carries over because you can just still buy the fucking DLC. Like, But then it would be free. Then nobody would care that it doesn't include like a shitload of new content. I think that's the disconnect we're seeing a lot right now. And that's also the disconnect I've seen with a lot of people who were, like, I guess, praying for, I don't know, oh, but it might have rollback, and they're gonna have to announce all the balance changes and all. Like, the only reason people were expecting more to come is because there's an asking price. If they would have said this is a patch, and they're like, yeah, it's 5 new outfits, blah 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 blah, have fun with the patch, with the update, I don't think anyone would have even thought about rollback. They'll be like, well, it's an update for the existing game. But because you're asking a bunch of money, because you're also forcing everyone on the new thing, it kind of like gives the expectation of, wow, this is like a new thing. Whoa. Yeah, it's a baffling release. It's a baffling release. And I love me some DOA, but it's really hard to be positive about this, right? I mean, you cannot be positive about this because there isn't much positive to talk about, right? Really, the only positive thing about this, and it has nothing to do with what they did, is that now the community is probably going to be in one place again. But I guess not, because they don't even have crossplay, so... It's really whack. It's, you know... I feel like with every step you think, surely they won't make that mistake, and then they do. I feel like they've not made a single correct call with this entire thing. Because, like, when they first announced it, the whole point of it, as they communicated, was like, this is to tide us over until DOA6. They announced it in the same breath. It's obvious what this was supposed to do. DOA7 is coming, but guess what? No need to worry, no need to wait. Here's something new to already play around with. Nice. Good idea. Except give us something to do. Like, this is a nothing burger, really. I expected any gameplay changes. I mean, we got the Lisa Tro fix. That might be the wildest one. Not a single fucking update, it seems, other than like one bug fix with the Tro. Now, there is a small chance, let's huff a little bit of copium, just a little bit of hopium. There's a small chance there's a day one patch that might have some balance improvements or some changes. Who knows? Would be whack for the reviewers to not have it, but at this point, if you're thinking, man, that would be whack, you can kind of assume they might do it. You know, at this point, every time you think, well, there's no way they would actually, you kind of should be perking up and be like, well, I guess maybe they will do it. So yeah, I don't know. It's you know. Yeah, it's getting great reviews. Cube 3, you guys mentioned that one. Cookie, accept necessary, thank you very much. Last decade has been tough. I will say though, I am conflicted when reviewers keep bringing up stuff like rollback, because that's a tough one, isn't it? Because on the one hand, a review is an evaluation of the product in front of you. So punishing a product for not being something you imagine it to be is kind of whack. But at the same time, it is not a product in a vacuum. It is a product amongst its peers, and it kind of invites comparison in. So where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Hey, what's up, Ponton? How you doing? Are you enjoying the heaps of content we're getting with last round? Man, I keep joking. I know why I didn't get a review key. I mean, I know why. I haven't been streaming DOA very consistently at all compared to when DOA6 originally launched, but you know, I haven't exactly been nice about last round because, I mean, we have to be honest, right? If we're not honest, what are we doing? This is a shit release. Let's be real about it. They should have been, like, the content we are getting with this release is fit for a patch. This is not, you know, this is a patch that could have been the building to something better. It's not a full product. And they're asking, maybe not full price, but damn near close to it. It's rough. It's a rough one. Rollback's fair criticism should have been in the 2019 one. 2019, that's like right on the cusp when rollback really became a thing. Like mainstream wise. This one really doesn't have an excuse. This should have had it. Yeah, it should have. Oh, see, this is the thing. If they were like, this is a patch, you probably wouldn't have been that mad. You'd be like, that's unfortunate. It could have been cooler if you had it. But there'd be more like an understanding. The fact that they're like, well, this is a new product you need to buy, not an update. It's a hard divide between the old and the new. Pay up, bitches. I mean, that makes it a rough one. You kind of expect something in return. Yeah, I just talked about that, about how the character keys seem to be way more expensive, which is whack. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. How do you explain that? You know? You didn't make the new... They're not new. You didn't change anything about them. Like, it's not new content. It's literally the same shit. If anything, it should be cheaper because it's old. Man. Oh. Being a DOA fan, I'm just gonna say it. It's... suffering. Suffering. God, dude, DOA7 better be fucking peak, because then all of this will be worth it. If DOA7 is like a amazing product and they're just like, well, I guess we put all effort into that and that's why 6 we couldn't be fucked, then, you know, that would have made sense, but I guess we won't know until whenever. Yeah, I do think just downloading core fighters for your character is probably the best. If you main Kasumi, you're fucking golden. That's probably the way to go. We got photo mode though. I mean, look, it's very easy to mock. If you're someone who is mostly like into competitive play or even just liking story mode and mostly the gameplay, story mode, like photo mode is a big thing, you know. There are people like even without the weird Riona bullshit, like even ignoring that, right? Let's ignore that for a minute. You know, what's called these days digital photography in many games is like there are people who purchase video games specifically because their photo mode, you can produce like cool screenshots, you know, they'll play Uncharted or Tomb Raider, whatever bullshit. They play all sorts of games just to have the photo mode, the digital photography. There's whole channels and social medias dedicated to only that. So I'm not gonna diss the idea of like a richer photo mode. There's an audience for that, and that's fine. That's fine to have. It shouldn't be the only thing, but It's a nice to have on top of other things. Oh man. Oh, dude, we talked about this not that long ago. Talking about last round is just like one big, like, community shared trauma. We're just all like, man, it's like we all can't believe this is really, like, it's hard to believe this is real. Like, is this actually, like, we're all just waiting for, like, the psych, just kidding, here's all the content. But it's not happening. Oh no. Hey, at least through some translation layers and whatever, I did read, was it Hayashi? Someone did an interview, I think it was Hayashi, that they mentioned that the next, or at least one of the characters that's going to be added new is going to be a new character. But I don't know if that's like, if they just mean new to the game or like a new actual character. I do hope that. I know a lot of people are like, but Leon and Ein and Genfu and, you know, great. I don't want that as DLC. I'm just gonna be honest. You know, I think characters like Leon, Genfu would have actually been perfect to add into the last round purchase. That's great for the title upgrade. Here is last round. It includes these legacy characters. Have fun. But as like a separate new DLC thing to buy, I'd much rather have something new, like a completely new character. The only question I've been asking for 4 months, I've yet to get an answer on, is why? Why does this game exist? To have a platform to sell DLC on. There you have it. That's all it is. People are on Patreons based on game photography. Yeah, it's a big thing. I'm not gonna diss photo mode. You know, it's easy to shit on photo mode because we don't really get anything else, but it's a good addition. A well thought out, fleshed out photo mode is a good thing. It just shouldn't be the only thing, really. But hey, we got Oboro. We got an Oboro stage, boys. Aren't you excited? Oboro. God. Don't you guys feel like giving it a name? Like, look at the Oboro. Like, all I can do is mock it. Because the fact that it's so nothing. Like, I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. Why is it not already done for all stages? Like, did they just last minute were like, well, I guess we need something more than nothing? It's so wild. Everything about this product is just, what happened? This cannot have been the original plan. No way on paper anyone would be like, oh, that's it. That's what we're doing. Crazy, dude. Crazy. They should have been on disc. Yeah, that's kind of like the better wording. Yeah. Characters like Leon, that should have been an on disc upgrade for last round. That makes sense to me. Only balance change they fixed was Lisa's Waltro. I mean, that's good. That's a good fix. Isn't that even weirder? The fact that they went in and fixed that one thing and were like, that's it, boys. We did our job. Enjoy the improved gameplay. It's so hard to not constantly be mocking them. It really is. Like, come on, dude. Come on. I'm a DOA fan. Don't get me wrong. Team Ninja, anyone, Master, if you're watching, like, I genuinely love DOA. That's why I'm, like, pissed. I love DOA. But it's always this. We're always a laughing stock, and this is not helping. Like the moment they, dude, when they announced this initially, that initial announcement, here's last round, and guess what? Here's DOA7. That feeling of like, oh, it's back. This is a good time to do it. Like we see things like Virtua Fighter and shit putting their best foot forward. That initial feeling of like, oh shit, they get it. They understand the assignment. That felt so good. To then get slammed in the face with reality of getting the feature list of last round, and you're like, huh, it does not mention some big things you would expect. And I guess I'm already a little too old to be gullible and be like, well, I guess they're still getting around to announcing it. It's like, no, if there's big things, that's gonna be your first announcement. You want to lead with the big things to sell it. Maybe you'd keep like one behind to like get the last minute, oh, but also this. But like if there was rollback, they would have immediately announced that. If there was a new character, that would have been in that launch trailer. Like that initial reveal. Pfft, like, come on. I mean, at least this review is somewhat on the money, right? Because we've seen some dumbass reviews. It includes all the DLC costumes. Come on, IGN. Did you see this, Ponton? Did you see this already, by the way? That IGN... This is the weirdest review I've seen in my life. Because this is for last round, a product seemingly nobody gives a shit about. IGN is reviewing it. This guy reviewing it is doing some crazy in-depth stuff on... He's looking at the story mode of, well, there's actually a lot of women who have agency, and that's a good thing. You wouldn't expect that from the game you associate with beach volleyball. It's like, oh shit, he's cooking. Then he goes to, oh yeah, you know, actually sexualization is a thing in all fighting games now. In fact, the DOA's brand feels kind of quaint compared to all the crazy shit. It's like, oh shit, they're cooking, and then he's like, one of the selling points is you get all the DLC outfits. Huh? What? What, huh? How do you make such a basic mistake? What the fuck? He was too busy analyzing the wokeness of the story mode to see that, well, there's actually no DLC costumes. Man. What a crazy review. Maybe he couldn't believe the implementation is as bad as it is. That's where he's like, no way it's that bad. Ugh. Can't believe people were like, they're just holding off announcing rollback. Dude, that's a crazy thing, dude. Someone replied to my tweet saying FSD would continue to support the players in all DOA tournaments with, maybe you guys are the problem by supporting scam games. Dude, it's such a catch. That's such a fucked up thing, you know? Because they're really, as a community, all you can do is foster the community. You can criticize a product and still foster a community. The reality is, there is no winning. If a company releases a shit product, you can be either protest it and not spend money on it. If everyone does that, the company's like, well, I guess we can just fucking dump this shit, delete it, and do something else. Make a sequel to whatever bullshit else we're doing. Or you do support it, and then they're like, well, I guess we're doing a great job. Let's continue this shit job. So there really is, you know, there really is no winning in terms of, you know, the capitalist side of this story. You can't win that one. All you can do is foster a community, and, you know, that's really all you can do as players. No matter how shit the game is, if your community is sick, at least you're gonna have a good time playing a shit game. I guess. And that, dude, I'm like exaggerating, because it's not like DOA, even DOA6, as much as there is wrong with it, it's not like a shit game. It's not a bad game by any stretch. It's a very enjoyable game to play. This is just so far below the standard of what the rest of the industry is doing right now in terms of fighting games. It's rough. Damn, the gym. Oh yeah, I guess the gym costumes were collab. I didn't even consider. But if you already own them, you still have them, right? Oh, that kind of sucks. I thought the titles were collab and the gym outfits were original. I mean, I guess we'll see in a couple hours when the game launches. Foster a community around DOA2 online. I mean, if you foster a community in DOA6, chances are they'll play any DOA. At this point, the DOA community is so small. Do you think there's really like a hardcore? Nah, I'm only DOA6, bro. I don't even look at the other games. Like, if you're into DOA at this point, you're probably just into the franchise. If anything, you'll probably play more Venus Vacation than anything else. I agree with review guy that we need to shit all over last round for not having rollback to make sure 7 has it. Dude, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing, because rollback, you can fuck that up. Look at, was it Street Fighter 5 who implemented rollback and it was just like ass. Like, really really, last round could have been the perfect proving ground. Just test it out, see what works, what doesn't work, and then make sure by the time 7 rolls around, it's like peak. But hey, that requires logic and thinking, which they seem to be a little allergic to right now. Most people that come into with 6, in most cases, it's only up from there if you want to try the older games. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when someone gets into a franchise, you know, like a fighting game, like anything that's numbered, you're probably gonna get in with like the most current version, which again is why it's such a shame that last round is just not the complete package. $40, here's everything we've released so far for 6, because then this would be the easiest sell in the world for new players. Buy this new last round thing for $40, boom, you're at the same level everyone else is. You have it all. Matt's why question would make sense if it was a test bed for developing rollback and crossplay. True. The part that bothers me is we know the official why, right? And that was, this is to tide you over to DOA7, you know, or realistically what it also implies is to get you hype for DOA7. Which, you know, if that is the stated goal of this product, I'm just, you know, kind of having the opposite effect on me, but, you know, this is not how you get me excited. If anything, this is like, oh, so this is how you're treating the franchise, huh? Well. God, I'm never getting a review key ever again from Koei Tecmo, dude. Oh no. Honestly, it feels like they started this project after State of Play. Dude, I swear that's what happened with the Oboro stages. There's no evidence, right? I'm just talking out of my ass. But the fact that just out of the blue, Because that was not in the initial reveal trailer, right? When they initially revealed last round, there was no mention of Oboro. And then later it's like, look at this Oboro stage. Real cool, huh? I guess there's only one. We'll make some more later. That definitely felt like, huh, are they just trying to pad like the package here? Like there's nothing there just to have something more. Oh man. Feel like all the budget went into making new key art, but what? Hold on. I want to look at something, because when this shit was installing on the PlayStation, right? Let's see if it changed. Nope. Look at this. This is the main menu of the PlayStation on the old DOA6. As you can see to the left of it, it has a new little icon. Guess what it doesn't have? A new background image. They didn't even bother fucking changing this background image. It's the same one. You can't... It doesn't even blink. It's the same file. What? I mean, it doesn't matter to me. But to me, that just shows... it has a background image once it unlocks. Oh... Never mind then. Worth 60 bucks. I'm worth 40 bucks. You get a new background image once it launches. Psh, money well spent, I say. You can't find last round on its own. I don't think that's true, because I did find it separately, but it is a version of DOA6. It is separate on the store. You can find it as like a separate entry. But, you know, in your library, it is under DOA6. Which is even weird that it's not just a patch then. Couldn't find it on the store, at least on mobile. I just typed in DOA6 last round and it popped up. So, but maybe that's like a US store versus EU difference. That something got fucked up there. Who knows? Xbox achievements. Security. See what they have to say. The very same game you played, so yeah. They knew, right? They knew, right? Okay, see, I hate this kind of shit. I'm gonna be honest. I hate this kind of shit. That's just... I feel like you're just bringing up that name to score good guy points with a certain sect of the community. So was DOA5 shit then? Was DOA5 last round shit? Like, what are you saying here? This doesn't make sense to me. You know? If there's... I guess there is an argument to be made if you have a game director who has a very outspoken direction he wants to take something in. You know? That can definitely help give a game more of an identity, whether that's good or bad, you know? But I don't think, you know, I don't think the failure of 6 last round is because, well, Itagaki is gone. Like, that's a stretch. Obviously, I'm a KD shield because I want to support players who paid for the game, want to fight in tournaments. That, I wouldn't worry about that too much. If people want to shit on you for that, you know, that's a intelligence issue, I think. You know, you shouldn't listen to lower life forms that way. Nah, I feel like anyone, dude, anyone who's ever organized anything for a community, you know that shit is way much more work than you would ever imagine. It's not just being like, hey guys, let's play. Nah, that it takes effort, it takes work. No matter, dude, you can do that for the most scummiest, shittiest game ever. I don't care. It's still commendable that you want to do that. You know, that to me, you can't do wrong. I mean, I guess technically you can do wrong, but not by like, oh, you're supporting a bad game. Who cares? If there's people there who want to be there, then why should they not have a community? That's just nonsense. You don't know the game director? Hayashi is a series director, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if the credits still have Shimbori as game director. I mean, I mean, for the content that is there, that's technically still correct. I think if Itagaki were put in a situation where he had to make something like this, he'd just leave. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's... You can't speculate on those things. You can't speculate on those things, right? It's because that's literally just something that hasn't happened and cannot happen. So, I don't know. Feels like a useless thing to really worry about too much. What he would and wouldn't do. I do think it would help, whether it was Itagaki or not. If you just have a game director who just has like a clear vision and just ushers everything in that singular clear direction, that's usually better as it's like flailing around a little bit. I do feel like DOA6 suffers a bit from that. Like there's no clear thing it's going for, you know. And that, again, that can be good or bad. You know, Tekken 8 has a very clear direction from the start. Aggression, aggression, aggression. And that was the wrong play. So are you playing last round? Interesting. So how you get retro costumes for all fighters? I'm currently not playing it. It's not unlocked yet for me. It will in a couple of hours, but I probably won't stream it today because I have to go to bed and go to my job tomorrow. So that'll be for next stream. But we're talking about it, you know, the content's out there. We kind of know what it includes. I'm just yippity yapping about the game, you know. Because it's happening, you know, it's a thing that's happening. I love DOA. And I just wanted to have a little shared trauma session with the community. I've yet to see anyone who's like, yes, we're back, baby. I don't expect them to have updated the credits because they damn sure didn't bother updating anything else. That I mean, wouldn't surprise me at this point. The Gaki would have had the clout to not make this. I mean, maybe. I guess that's the one thing Itagaki would bring to a franchise like this in the current year, is he would have like that personal gravitas in a way, in the same way like a Harada or something has, you know. But at the same time, it is possible. I mean, I don't know if this is like a thing Japanese companies like to do. If they want to, they can push forward a director with a vision, yada, and like make him a little more front facing in terms of marketing. But it doesn't feel likely. It doesn't happen often. Like, it's rare. It feels rare, you know? How many can you name? Especially newer ones, right? Every like legendary Japanese developer, they're gonna be doing this shit for a while. You're thinking about people like Kojima, right? But like, who of newer directors who are doing shit, who can you name by name? Unless you're like very deep in it. But there aren't that many you know by name, which I guess is unfortunate. I do like, you know, I do kind of like putting a little more emphasis on, hey, this person directed it, because that is important to me. Not to say that everyone else developing isn't important, right? Excuse me. But to me, it's similar like a movie, right? A good director does a lot, because it's kind of in the name, right? They can push it in a good direction. It's kind of in the name. The gameplay's improved. Can I see it? Where is it? Where is it? Can I have some more, please, good sir? Can I have some scraps of improved gameplay? Man. Oh man. VF guy had it right when they said a 3-button game and don't need auto combo shit. That's another weird thing about DOA6. What's up with the fatal rush? You know? Because like, it's clearly meant to be some sort of auto combo thing, but it totally fails at being an auto combo thing. Why is it still there? It's real. That's just a weird one. That's a very weird one to me. Oh shit, what are people saying? Vibes based, they had one job, rollback netcode and crossplay, and didn't do it. I kind of disagree. Like, there's a lot of emphasis on this, right? And I think rightly so. But I don't think this was like a necessity in a sense. But the only way this shouldn't be a necessity is if the rest was if it wasn't like, if it was like a package with like, oh my god, we're getting so much shit. You know, you could have kind of looked past this. But the fact that it's already such a slim offering, and then there's not even like a technical benefit to the upgrade, that is really rough. It is a necessity because why are you releasing? I mean, in a way that is true. Rollback netcode is just better, you know. It is better, and at the same time, you know, there is a thing to be said for, because it's very easy to say if you are not competitive, right? This doesn't matter, right? This is for competitive people. They want the best netcode. But really, if you're a new player and you go online and you just have a smooth experience, that might keep you in the game. Where if your initial online experience is going to be, you know, like input delay and it's rough and whatever, it might turn you off immediately. So in a roundabout way, rollback netcode is just a net benefit across the board. Unless they manage to figure out something beyond rollback, even better, and that's why they're not mentioning it. Roll forward netcode. Roll double back. They improved it. That would be the ultimate cope. They're not having rollback. They made something better. Oh man, the Evo expedition. The Evo thing, they keep setting themselves up for failure. I don't know what it is. I don't know who the marketing, who does that. It's when they did the first announcement thingy, was it at, where was it? Was it at Evo Japan? Where was it? It was at the fighting game thing, right? That first announcement thing. And everyone was like, oh my god, they're announcing something at a fighting game tournament? That set expectations. First was State of Play. Yeah, I meant the Evo Japan thing, because then people already knew it existed. And it's like, oh shit, they're making an appearance on Evo Japan. That set like an expectation of, they're going to announce something like relevant to the fighting game. It's at Evo, so it's got to be something big. Everyone was hoping for rollback, which at that point in time, I mean, maybe they could have done it. They like, that was a rough showing. They showed barely anything. It was like, what the fuck? Remember Mayan Kula? Well, we're so nice. We're allowing you the privilege of buying them all over again. It's like, what? That was crazy. You can't even make that shit. That's like a bad sketch. That's like, oh, you can't do that. That's unbelievable. Nobody would ever believe that would be real. It's too out there. But no. And the same thing is happening now. They have a slot at Evo early on. For whatever reason, they posted the timetable. They're like, we're at Evo. And then I've already seen so much people on Twitter, on whatever, that are saying like, oh my god, look at the time slot. They have like an hour. Wow, they're going to show us so much shit. People are not clicking on it, going to the website and seeing it's mostly an exhibition match. Like it's not an hour of announcements or like an hour carved out for announcements. Most of that is just going to be people playing the game, right? They might announce something, don't get me wrong, but the expectations, again, are already set so high. Ooh, they're going to announce an hour worth of shit. No. And the fact that they do that, like, that's a preventable thing. You're setting the community up for failure with those expectations. It's... Come on, man. Come on. Come on. It's a 30-minute time slot, by the way, not an hour. Huh, I thought I saw it was from... in my local time, I think it was from 10:30 to 11:30, but I guess I'm part of the misinformation guys, huh? Damn. Look at all those things. Release day, Tomb Raider, walkthrough, Carter. What was I looking for? It's too hot. My brain is frying. It's so hot here. Here we go. That's better. Thank you very much for the link. Thank you very much. Oh. Wait. That was Friday, right? Where's... I thought it was at 10:30. Or wait, hold on. Showcase schedule. Here we go. Yeah, is this not an hour? Yeah, that's from 10 to... I mean, I interpreted that as from 10:30 to 11:30. But it's for a 4-player exhibition, right? Where's the... I thought they mentioned that somewhere. They definitely did somewhere. Single elimination expedition. Yeah, it's like 4... I guess 4 matches then. Or 5 match? No, 4 match. 1, 2, 3 matches? 3 matches. The backstab Neko. Dude, that... I was just reading back in chat. AI netcode would be whack. It would start hallucinating You know, oh, a bit of lag. I think you pressed row. No, I didn't. What the fuck? At least they won't have to get used to anything new. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, true. I guess if you're playing Lisa, you're kind of... not fucked, but you're gonna have to play a little more honest. Team Ninja's been told by Koei Tecmo they have to implement AI into one of their projects. 100% DOA would be the sacrifice. Like, are you saying that as a joke, or is that like a confirmed thing? That they have to implement AI? At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised. All these companies are jamming AI into anything and everything they can think of. Whether it belongs there. Dude, have you seen the Unreal Engine thing? That's crazy, by the way. You're totally right, and I apologize. Holding a low was not to play against a grappler. As the AI model, I can't make the right choices every time. That'd be so funny, though. You're right. You were planning to backdash. I'm very sorry to press forward. Oopsie. Next time, I will make sure to throw. Wait, what? Would you like me to generate an image? No. No, your netcode. Stop. Oh, man. I just want news for DOA6. It's been so damn long. I mean, that's... it's gonna be a while until DOA7. Realistically, we're not gonna get DOA7 news in a minute because they've launched, or they're about to launch last round. There's gonna be more DLC upcoming for last round. So that's probably the next things we're gonna hear about. I'm on the same page. I would love to see some more for DOA7, but I do feel like it's very early. They've just shown us a little teaser. I think it's going to be a while before we're going to see like gameplay or anything like that. It would be cool. What they could do is do what Virtua Fighter did at the beginning. They kind of stopped doing that. But they did like these character reveal trailers that were pretty cool, like the one with Wolf. I guess they could do something like that, where just, you know, every so often release a little trailer like, ooh, here's Tina, look at her new design, right? That will require no gameplay, no nothing being ready yet. You can just show basically the character model, right? I want no news on DOA7 until after new consoles are announced. God, the $2,000 consoles. What? A new console now. Oh god. Oh, everything is so fucked, dude. What is this timeline? What is this? What are we doing? DOA last round. We got hardware being expensive as shit. Heat waves in Europe. Come on, man. What are we doing? What is this? What is this? No DOA7 yet. No rollback. No tag. Do you guys feel sometimes this might piss some of you off? I personally think tag in DOA is not actually that big of a deal, except for it's a checkbox. The same way when Street Fighter V released and it didn't have an arcade mode. A lot of people were very pissed about that. How the fuck can you not have an arcade mode? It's a fighting game, yada yada yada. Eventually they added it. Realistically, ain't nobody playing arcade modes on console anymore. That's so rare. Like, realistically, who actually gave a shit? But it's more of the principle of it kind of, it's like a checkbox. You kind of need it. And I feel like tag is a little bit in the same area for me. It's a cool mode, don't get me wrong. It's fun, especially if you're like with a couple of friends locally. Online, I think it's probably kind of trash. And especially if it has infinite combos, you know, then it gets rough. But it also, I can't imagine if the hardware can handle the multiple characters. I can't imagine it being that difficult to make. So it just feels like one of those, just add a tag mode, get that little checkbox so people can be like, well, it's there. So, you know, it's... You know, I have a feeling if they would make a tag mode, the actual usage of that mode would be way smaller than the noise of everything, everyone who's asking to add it. I think a lot of people wouldn't even touch it. You know. But I would still add it. But it's because it's not that hard. Game's already out for Japanese PSN store. Apparently cool, and Maya's DLC price skyrocketed. Yeah, I heard the same about the separate characters you can buy for core fighters. Apparently doubled in price, at least in Korea. So, you know. Fuck us, I guess, right? Isn't SNK, they're like part of the Saudi prince gang, right? They're not rich enough yet. They need more money. They should have just not released last round until TGS so they could have more of the Oboro stages done at least one. Yeah, I also feel that way. The fact is they could have dropped last round at any time in the future because we weren't waiting on it. It's been like 7 years without DOA, but the moment you announce it, you set the expectation and now people are waiting. They could have just not announced it for another half year and just have a better initial product, but even then, you know. And I guess a lot of it has to do with like financial years and stuff, like they need certain reveals to happen at certain times so the product can be out in this quarter, blah blah blah. There's like all that bullshit. Feel like the game's gonna bomb and they'll just support it for 2 months, then drop it, announce that TGS DOA7 will release in February with half the roster, no lobbies, no rollback. Oh my god. Woof. I want to say, dude, that's too far, but you know, we're here. I do not want you to be right, but they've made me scared. If last round has done anything, it has not hyped me up for DOA7 and just made me scared for, like, actually, right? Everything else aside, their stated goal, I'm very sure I've seen them say this. At very least, Master has said it, I'm pretty sure, and I'm fairly sure they've said this in interviews as well. Last round was to, quote-unquote, you know, kind of keep us busy until 7, right? To get us hyped for 7, get us going again. You know, there's life in DOA, and I think it did the opposite. The fact that they're releasing the product in the state it is now, I think it has done the opposite of getting you hype. Can't attack with Fatal Rush. Just delete Fatal Rush, easy. Could attack in story mode. Dude, they could do a lot with story mode, but they won't. I wouldn't have expected them to improve. Like, if last round was what it is now, but an improved story mode, that would almost just feel like a slap in the face. You know, like for 7, sure, you know, they you can think of cool shit to do with story mode. For 6, they really shouldn't bother with story mode ever again. They better give DOA7 all likes Tekken Rage Art. I disagree. I hate Tekken Rage Art. Not because I hate supers, but they're way too long. Tekken supers are way too long. It's like it gets rid of all the momentum, of all the flow of a match. It's like breaking in the middle. Everything comes to a screeching halt. It's I don't like it one bit. Same with Tekken combos, by the way. Tekken combos are far too long or take too much time. You fall asleep. It's rough. Minimum viable product. Exactly. I don't want to be right, but they keep proving me right. Yeah. I want to be wrong. They keep proving us right. Tagging the DOA quest was the most iconic. Quest, I mean, we've talked about this, years ago now, when we were kind of like looking back on DOA6. Quest is probably the mode that had the most potential to have like meaningful single player content, and they kind of did the bare minimum again. And there's like glimpses of it. I think the most notable one is the challenge with Raidu, where you have to beat multiple ninjas in a row without getting hit. I feel like that kind of stuff are fun challenges, you know? They're like fun little... It kind of harkens to me to like the Mortal Kombat tower system or whatever. Like, for single player, I think it's alright to have like fun little challenges that kind of like break the normal fighting, but that's good. Or like, for example, Soul Calibur, for the longest, I think 6 has it as well in its story mode, where sometimes you're like in a stage that is like an open ring with ring outs, and they're like, well, it's actually ice. Now if you run, you're gonna slide across the stage, and some hits are gonna push you, and you're just like fly ring out. Yeah, some characters are borderline unbeatable if you were to do that competitively, but for single player mode, that's sick, that's cool. And I feel like with DOA Quest, they, you know, the bones were there to do like some sort of system. Yeah, you unlock like the costume stuff, you can hide a little bit of tutorialization in there, you know, like do a combo with X amount of damage. That's like a way to get people to learn combos or experiment a little bit. But they could have added for like a lot of missions like a hard challenge like the Raidu one, because that, you know, that gets people engaged, thinking out of the box. That's also great for content creators, right? Those could be cool streams or YouTube clips or whatever. It's like, how do you do this challenge? It creates this ecosystem of being engaged with the game. It's just, again, DOA6 has a lot of that, where you can see something and it's like, oh, that's like the baseline of something that could grow into something really good, but they never bothered. If I was in charge of 7, I'd just kill Donovan off camera before the start of the story. Most people won't even know he's still around. Like, oh, he wasn't dead already. With all the BS going around in gaming business, people are even more wary. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's another thing, like DOA7 or even last round. Is that gonna have a battle pass? Is that where the development? Because, dude, Tekken 8 was a full release, and they did that shit as well, right? They made a game, it got glazing reviews, all that shit, and then a month in, they're like, here's an in-game store, here's a battle pass, here's like all the nasty monetization nobody wants, get fucked. And the reviews are squeaky clean. Sure, the DOA reviews aren't squeaky clean now, but don't worry, it could get worse. They could still add a battle pass. They can just all launch this wall, that floor break this. Shit's boring. Yeah, Tekken 8 is not engaging me as much as 7 did in the... And 7 lost me somewhere around season 3 as well. And 8 got me a little bit at the start, but I think Tekken is suffering from a lot of things that they did with DOA6 too. Like for me, when I'm playing, a part of what I like about doing combos is like there's like some sort of expression there. But the fact that so many combos are being relegated to launch, do maximum damage in the air that leads into the spin, you know, the bound, whatever it's called, and then do the finisher post bound. Like that structure of combos just, you know, it homogenizes every character to a degree that I think is not fun. And DOA6 definitely has that problem as well. Fighting game single player needs to figure out how to appeal to From Software boss rush people. Kinda. There's so many things you can do for fighting game single player stuff. Though I'm pretty sure a lot of it can be solved by just having cool unlockable stuff. You know, something to go after. I think that's one of the things Mortal Kombat always did well. They had the whole crypt system. Sure, it's 99% bullshit you don't want, but it keeps you busy. You know, it's a clever way to incentivize you to do shit. If then on top you may like make stuff people actually want to play, boom, that's a winning thing. And that's not even thinking that far outside of the box or inventing some new shit. That quest mode is the sole reason you have to start with a break hold each match. Yeah, it's probably the reason why they can't. I mean, I guess they can change it so that specifically in quest mode you still get it. They could make the exception. The guys not take Kasumi in the DOA7 teaser. She was wearing more of a Shogun outfit than a ninja. She was smiling rather than looking serious, sparring with Ryu. So seemed to be a view to the end of DOA7's story. I mean, sure. I do think, if we think about the story of DOA6, I do think they need to get away with the, well, Kasumi and the clones and blah blah blah. Like, you know, she had her trials and tribulations. That's like, I feel like Kasumi's story can be fucking done, you know. I'm not saying Kasumi should be removed from the story, but like that part of the story being like a leading thing kind of needs to go. In the same way that Alpha should never return, and kind of honestly get rid of Phase 4. Boom, I said it. Get rid of them. Get rid of the cheap clones. In fact, Kasumi should beat all Phase 4s and then steal their moves. And we'll have an Uber Kasumi who has her normal moves and Phase 4 moves. Break time? Oh yeah. I guess it is breakdown. Damn, we haven't even played a game yet. I'm not actually sure I'm gonna play a game at all today. Oh. Telling you, what's the Evo announcement be that you can now change characters' hair colors at the cost of... They're just reverting it back. The Evo announcement... If I'm thinking logically, right? Which probably means that's not going to be it. Logically, what they should do, now that the game is literally coming out in 2 hours for me, you know? By tomorrow, this hour, it will have been released worldwide, right? And then the day after is the Evo announcement thing. Realistically, what you should do as a company is be like, hey, the game's out now, very cool, very nice, here's our roadmap. Like literally that, it's that easy. But that implies they have a roadmap. That implies they have anything other than, well, DLC is coming. So, you know, best case scenario, they have some sort of roadmap that includes already some reveals, you know, like, hey, you know, in like a month from now, then a new character is going to be added, whatever, right? Something exciting, not just here's some costumes or hair color, whatever nonsense, or here's another Mai to buy. Kula 2 is here. Phase 5, it's a clone of Kula, but due to licensing, you have to buy her. I don't know. I feel like it should be a roadmap, or at least like this is the next character, or a reveal, or some sort of thing. Worst case would be like, guess what? Here's the battle pass, or here's the in-game store that has hair colors and stickers and like nonsense. That's worst case for me. I guess the worst case is we're not gonna add new outfits just like that. We're gonna add them through gacha rolls. That would honestly be the worst case. You want the new outfits? Roll for an SSR, bitch. How do you get SSR tickets? Well, you get them through the battle pass. Man. My story idea is to have phase 4 and Hanaka come to the ninja village and be more accepted than Kasumi. Abdicated or do the switcheroo. Is it the real Kasumi, or is it a phase 4 in disguise? I guess they already did that in like DOA6 story, where you see like Hayabusa and Ayane kill Kasumi. You're like, what the fuck? But it's a clone. It's the same thing Rich Fighter did with his new game. Let's stop the 90s evil corporation trying to make it monetize world's ultimate soldier weapon and sell to dictators in the black. I mean, that is an overdone story, right? That is a little overdone. I mean, she's the face of the DOA. She needs to become shogun at the end of the story. Overall, as new lord of the entire country. I think it's a good way to mop up from Runaway Ninja to... I mean, I guess it wouldn't be bad to have her be like the leader of the ninja village at minimum. I don't know if he needs to be... Like, I feel like Kasumi, just as like a part, or as the leader of like the group of ninjas, is probably good enough to have stories where, you know, if you know, you can look at Ninja Gaiden, oh, here's a demon, or here's whatever. It doesn't always need to be the evil company or the evil whatever. Or the evil uncle. It is always tough, because here's the thing, how many stories can you think of where a variety of fighters from all around the world with different fighting styles come together and fight each other? Like, how many stories actually involve those elements? You know, how many excuses for a tournament are there? The winner of the next DOA tournament is the leader of the ninja clan. I've been fine with my main not making the game. If Kula couldn't make the game, you're willing to make sacrifices. I'm gonna be honest, I would not have minded if they just did not add Mai and Kula again. I was more okay with them not being there than them being resold. Because when they initially revealed it, it was like, well, Mai and Kula don't carry over because of licensing. At that point, I was like, well, they're gone. And I was kind of like, all right, I can live with that. But when they were like, well, you can buy them again, it's like, okay, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. They gotta get with the times. Should be an evil corporation jacking with the price of eggs and single family. Dude, it should be an AI company, you know? DOA Tech has become DOA Cryptech. I don't know. DOA token, DOA coin. Claude. I don't know. DOA GTP. They're making the ultimate fighting AI that tells you how to fight by wearing the glasses, by wearing the meta glasses. We're just remaking the DOA movie, but with modern, like, it's now, instead of a special glasses thing, now it's an AI that's trained on the data set of the moves and using the meta Ray-Ban AI glasses. Now Donovan can beat everyone. Easy. You can do anything on the non-ninja side of the story. I think the interesting stuff for ninjas is the things we skipped over with Hayate getting his memory back, or future stuff with Hanako. I mean, the ninja stuff, they can really do anything, because, I mean, look at Ninja Gaiden. You can have a different world, demons, blah, blah, blah. There's so much stuff you can do that's out there. I don't know. Just tell a grounded emotional story about Tina trying to get Helena to fund her plan for a mixed fashion, music, wrestling promotion. Do on the Venus Island thing, you know, on Zack Island, let's go. Instead, bring Ronaldo and that DJ to deal. Yeah, we need sports people as guest characters. Let's go. Originally, they had no plans for bringing back Maikula. They didn't even have contracts or rapport with the new SK owner since DOA6, but then the complaints kept coming, so they actually were like, fine. Is that confirmed? That's wild. That would be crazy. And then at the same time, they're like, I guess we can also do Oboro. Elena should be funding Bass's bid for Shadow Puppet Prison for USA. Damn. Tina runs present, so Bass runs against her. We're getting there. We're getting there. Is there anything left to say? Because the reality is, usually I would take a little break, but I'm gonna be honest. Last round is not out yet for me until a couple of hours, but by then I have to go to bed because I have a job tomorrow. I think everything that needs to be said is said, you know. I'm very much not impressed by this release so far. The increasing prices seem like bullshit to me as well. Man. And fuck it, I'll still be playing it. Isn't that, dude? What is wrong with me? I'll play it. I'll play DOA. I'll be there. I'm not gonna. The difference is, I'm not gonna play it every day. I think that's the thing. If this was super exciting, I'd be here every day, just playing the shit out of it. Right now, you know, I'll play DOA6 regardless. This is just the newer, you know, this is just a place where everyone probably is gonna be from now on. So that's why I'll play it. But, you know, so far, it's not making me a very happy fan. Hopefully they can improve in the future. Hopefully they're just, you know, all we need from Koei Tecmo is just a little No Man's Sky situation, right? That's all we need. Isn't that what people say these days? All we need is just a little No Man's Sky situation, a little cyberpunk situation going on here. Surely they'll turn it around. Surely they will. Gotta happen, right? So anyway, I was thinking break time, but at the same time, everything's being said. It's fucking diabolically hot in here. So I might actually just call it for today. Because, I mean, I'm not playing DOA anyway today. I think just yippity yapping about the game has been good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it a day. Hit the shower, cause fucking. But hey, guess what? The Evo thing. That is 10:30 a.m. PTD, which would be 10. Oh, let's see, 10 a.m. PT or PDT to CEST. So it starts at 7:30 p. Oh, that's like a half hour before stream. I guess I'll just stream this then Friday. I guess we'll just tune in on Friday. That's beautiful. On 30 p.m. EDT. Damn. I'm European. I'm going by Central European summertime. So for me, it's 7:30 p.m. So I'll be there. I hope they do the announcement first. I guess it's only 3 matches. The exhibition. We can just watch that as well. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, we'll do that on Friday, and then probably play last round. You know, cause why not? We'll be there. Alright, good shit. Boys and girls, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope we've all, you know, collectively went through our grief. I mean, I'm joking about it, but it's kind of true, right? Because I think I speak for most people in this chat. The fact that you're here, the fact that you even give a shit about this means you kind of want more from DOA. You kind of want to be happy. You want your franchise, or the one you love at least, or love the most, to be like, hey, guess what? This is sick, and you want to be able to recommend it to everyone and not be like, well, I guess this and that. Like, no, you just want to be kind of almost proud in a weird way, right? And this is the opposite. This, you know, if anything, this also almost makes you like ashamed to be a fan, and that's not where we want to be. And that's why I fucking hate this. I don't want to be in this situation. I still love DOA as a franchise, even DOA6 as a game. I enjoy playing it, but man, it's rough. Man, that's the tough part. I think that's why we're all here complaining, because it matters, right? If we wouldn't complain, then it means it just doesn't, we don't care. We care, and that's why we're here complaining. That's the rough part about it, and that's why we'll stick around, because at the end of the day, there's still DOA7. There's always still hope. It's just it's getting a lot harder to hope for a good ending here. That's the rough part. But we'll be here. I'll be here. It is what it is. If anything, this is the thing I've been thinking about with last round. If anything, even though the game's not what we want it to be in terms of content right now, if anything, I think I might actually, now I've mentioned this a million times and never done it, but I think this is like a good like starting point to like maybe start doing some community shit for the European side of things, because I know there are already tournaments, but I feel like there's still a lot more happening in the US compared to the EU, and I feel like it wouldn't hurt to maybe organize some stuff like tournaments and whatever. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if it's not for them, then at least we can try to make some good shit. We'll end it on that note. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back on Friday. We'll watch the exhibition and the amazing reveals that we're gonna get. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you Friday. Bye-bye.